Hello my dear friends, I am writer Uttam, and in this video I'm going to discuss 11 reasons why Anant and Radhika's wedding celebrations matter. My friends, uh, throughout the world it is known that the celebrations of Anant Ambani and Radhika Merchant began many months ago, and the wedding just ended about a day ago. So, from the beginning of the pre wedding celebrations till the time everything finished yesterday, there were a number of celebrations in India and outside India. Now, in this video, I'm going to share 11 reasons why all these wedding celebrations matter to not only Indians but to people throughout the world. Or, in other words, I'm going to share 11 reasons uh, what you can learn from Anant and Radhika's wedding celebrations. So, let me begin with the first one. The first reason why Anant and Radhika's marriage ceremony or wedding celebrations really matter is it is the last marriage amongst their children. We all know that Mukesh Ambani and Neeta Ambani has three children, two uh, sons and one daughter. So Anant is the youngest amongst all, and it's the last marriage in the family. So that is the reason why it really matters, because with every marriage celebrations they are kind of going from strength to strength, not only in terms of number of people who were invited for the wedding, but also going from strength to strength in the kind of celebrations they are having. So every time they are raising a bar for themselves, and it is said that this is the most expensive wedding in recent times. Well, we don't know the exact figure, but definitely from the kind of clippings which we get from social media and from photographers across the world, uh, we can definitely see that it's worth so many crores. So that was the first reason why the marriage really matters, the celebrations. The second reason is the income generated for vendors in and out of India. The wedding celebrations began in Jamnagar, then again they went out of India in a cruise ship, again they returned to India. So you can imagine the crores and crores of amount which was spent in the wedding celebrations, and the crores and crores of amount which was earned by all the vendors in different parts of the world uh, when their services or their products were bought. So it definitely boosted the economy of these businesses who were the vendors of this Radhika Anant Ambani's wedding celebrations. So now coming on to the third reason, reflection of the thinking of the ultra rich. Now, here is something. I personally belong to upper middle class, but my thinking is that of a billionaire and beyond, right? So I can personally relate to the fact that this whole idea of having an extraordinary lavish wedding uh, was just that they wanted to share their happiness with as many people as they could around the world. Now I know people belong to different strata of society. There are lower class people, there are middle class people, there are upper class people, and there are ultra rich people. So, depending upon the class to which you belong, you would have a different notion of how a wedding celebration should take place, or how much money should be spent. But as I said, I belong to an upper middle class family, but my thinking belongs to that of the ultra rich or the billionaire class. So I would say, if somebody were to ask me about the opinion of the money being spent in this wedding celebrations, I would say that it is a symbol, it is a way of extending their gratitude towards God, and they wanted to share their happiness with as many people as they possibly could, which again is a reason why we should take notice of Anant Radhika's wedding celebrations. Now, coming to the fourth point, bringing people from different continents into our continent, unity in diversity. Now, look at the kind of planning which must have taken place many months ago, in which very important people from all parts of the world, from different continents, were brought to the continent of India, And look how well the whole thing was integrated and planned, and there was so much of cohesiveness in this such a diverse group. So this Anant Radhika wedding celebration was a symbol of unity in diversity, um, and which was an example which could be seen by all of us. It was not something which was hidden, and through a little bit of glimpses by the social media or through different, TV reportage, we got to see how all of these people from different continents were assimilated in a continent over a period of few days, and how there was so much of unity in that diversity. The fifth reason was most influential people of the world brought together. Now, you could see that almost all of the who's who of the different parts of the world were there. They were leading businessmen, they were leading industrialists, they were leading politicians, they were leading celebrities, they were leading musicians, they were leading kind of, saints. Now, and these people happen to be the most influential people in their own fields in their respective countries or continents. And to bring all of them together and to make sure that all their egos are satisfied, that in itself is a very, very big task. And I think this whole Anant and Radhika celebrations, the way it took place and the way it brought all these influential people together under one building, I would say, that is Geo World Center, is something very, very amazing and such an incredible and a difficult task to achieve. So, now going on to reason number six, why this wedding really matters. It was a promotion of Indian wedding culture to the world. Now, this is so interesting, and I personally endorse that the way Radhika and Anand's wedding rituals were conducted or the ceremonies were conducted, it reflected Indian culture and it projected Indian culture throughout the world. Each and every small facet of Indian culture was taken into consideration while celebrating different aspects of the wedding ceremony, and even after the wedding ceremony, the way top Indian saints of India were called over to give blessings to their children, the way they were taken care of, the way they were respected, was in itself something outstanding. And even the way the celebrations took place, all of it was a clear reflection of the Indian culture, which the Ambani family has preserved so well. And I am really very, very happy that our country, because the whole world was watching the Ambani wedding, and they really made it a symbol that Indian culture is so rich and it was out in the world for people to enjoy, explore, understand, and adopt. And coming over to reason number seven was the attendance of our Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi. So, Shri Narendra Modi was invited and he was kind enough to attend the wedding and bless Anant and Radhika. So, that in itself was a very, very that made the event very, very powerful, very, very strong, so influential, and very, very, I would say, something event which is unforgettable. Coming over to point number eight, heaven on earth created decoration. I am yet to see decorations of this kind in any of the weddings I have been to. Of course, I have not been to the kind of weddings which happened at this level. This was actually a heaven created on earth. The kind of footages which we saw from different news media channels, or whether it was print or online or other social media avenues, it was nothing short of a heaven. So I think probably this Anant and Radhika's wedding celebrations were so grand, so lavish, and so beautiful that practically when people who had attended those wedding celebrations in any part of the world actually thought that it was the heaven which was brought down to the earth, and people were enjoying the bliss of heaven on earth. Coming over to point number nine, personal attention to the guests. Can you even imagine what it means to have so many high profile people under one roof, so many of them at the same time, all of them having different preferences, all of them influencers and world celebrities in their own right, and paying personal attention to these guests. I am sure that every celebrity who had come from outside India was paid special attention to by allocating them some kind of a guide who helped them to navigate these 3 days of wedding rituals and celebrations, which in itself, in Indian terminology, we say mehman ka swagat karna or mehman nawazi. So this was done so well, because if we were to see the footages of the kind of attention which the guests were given. I saw a small footage of Kim Kardashian where she was helped to wear the Indian jewelry and the Indian dress. Now I'm sure Mukesh ji must have hired so many people or helpers to help these celebrities to navigate the 3 days of the wedding. So that in itself shows again Atithi Devo Bhava. So that was one part, one facet of Indian culture is Atithi Devo Bhava, where guests are considered as nothing less than gods and goddesses. And when we saw these footages, we actually saw how Ambani family actually brought this whole Atithi Devo Bhava concept into life by actually living it. Now coming to point number 10. This is my personal favorite, and I completely endorse what I am saying. I'm totally committed to what I'm saying. Fulfill all your desires as much as you can. Desire is not the root of all evil. If you see the kind of celebrations which took place, those pre-wedding festivities and something in between till the end when everything was finished yesterday. Now, we in in Hinduism and in many other religious cultures, they say that desire is the root of all evil and control your desires. But here we see something very contrary, because with the kind of power, the kind of wealth the Ambani family has, they kind of fulfilled all their desires which they wanted to fulfill in the wedding celebrations of Anant and Radhika. And I do not think so they had a iota of regret about it, right? And what happens when you fulfill all your desires as much as you can? You are ultimately left with no desire at all. So this goes contrary to the popular philosophy that desire is the cause of all evil, but I am sorry, I contradict. Desire is not the cause of all evil. Sometimes when desires are fulfilled, it gives so much of happiness, and ultimately when most or all of your desires are fulfilled, then you can reach to higher realms, that is reaching God. So this Anant and Radhika wedding celebrations really proves that desires can and should be fulfilled as much as you can. There is absolutely nothing wrong, and I personally endorse that philosophy. Coming over to the 11th and the last point, wedding celebrations and the one who conducted them was a symbol of humbleness and gratitude. All the while, if you have noticed, during the entire course of all the celebrations, look at the kind of humbleness all the family members maintained. And yesterday, when I saw Neetaji expressing her gratitude and the entire family expressing their gratitude towards all the people who helped to make this marriage celebrations a grand event, completely flawless and completely stress free, and the way they were thanking all these people, which there was no reason for them to thank, but it just shows their humbleness and their gratitude towards everybody, every single person of any economic level who contributed in the making of this wedding celebration a success, and they thank them profusely, and it all seemed so natural coming out from their hearts. So these are the 11 lessons which all of us should learn from Anant and Radhika's wedding celebrations. I hope you liked the video, and do share your comments about what you felt about Anant and Radhika's wedding celebrations right from day one till yesterday. Do like the video, do give your comments, and do subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much and enjoy the video.